Amarula, they were doing comedy at that time, but they were doing it in low-scale bars. Yeah, Judges Nancy, Parkview. And I used to go and watch them. But then we were watching and said, how can we like refine comedy and now we like make it a mainstay on the entertainment circuit of Uganda. That is TVs and events and everything. So that was our goal. But we didn't know how to get there.
But you knew where you wanted to
Yes, we knew where we wanted to be. We didn't want to do plays, but we wanted to do comedy, short version of comedy, not stand-up comedy, but sketch comedy. But now the formula of doing a story for 5 minutes or 6 minutes and make people laugh was a challenge. So we started by doing short plays.
Okay.
Like there's a play called The Bear, A Ghost Story. Those were fun, like 30-minute plays with some humor to them, but not Ugandan humor. So we started by rehearsing because that is where Luswata saw me. Those are the plays I was acting in Bali.
Okay.
The Bear, and then my other colleague Farouk.
So you also knew what kind of response you
Yes, yes. We would see the vibe when you're acting for people in schools, because when you go in people's theaters, sometimes you act in schools, sometimes you act for communities. So you see the vibe. When people are reacting to the stories, they hear, hey, they laugh and everything. So we said, we can now move with these plays, these short plays. You can rehearse them because the scripts are there, the funny lines are already written. So it's a matter of getting the lines in your head and internalizing the action and getting the character right.
So when you say we, who was we at the beginning?
At the beginning, it was Phil Pluswata, Faith Chimuli. She lives in the UK, but right now she's here on holiday, but she lives in the UK. Myself, Farouk Twesije, Jester Jakum. She was a Nigerian, but she went back to Nigeria. She used to be at the National Theatre there. She had a cosmetic and fashion shop, but she closed shop and went back. And Julius Lugaya. Julius Lugaya is a dancer. He was more into administration with Philip.
Okay.
So those are the founding people who started. So these other guys, Veronica and Amanda came in. Then he called Tuanje. And then Eva came. So because we studied still together at university, all of us. Yeah.
So you kind of already understood the vision.
Yes, we knew each other, but we didn't know exactly what to start. So when now these founding people were there, then now Namanda joined. Then Richard joined, Eva joined, Nina joined. So Namanda, Tuanje, Eva Kemizinga, Veronica and Nina were in the same class. They were one class ahead of me. They were doing a bachelor's degree in drama. Okay. But they were a class ahead of me. They were in second year, I was in first year. So when they came, we knew each other, of course. We gelled like completely. And we all had a dream to do what we have studied. Because unfortunately in my class, I'm the only one who is practicing. We were 35.
Out of 35 people?
Yeah, out of 35 people, I'm the only one. In drama, many of them are doing business. Many of them are in banks, some are away, yeah. So they feared because there was no employment at the time.
That's what I was going to say, because one of the hardest things was to make money out of it at that time. Yeah. And I think that's why many people gave up early in the game.
It was difficult, even as we didn't make money for a long time, like 6 years. 6 years we didn't make money.
So were you working and then you were just doing this on weekends?
No, we were doing it like on a daily.
Full time.
Full time. But of course, you can't earn from what you've not invested in. So we said, we don't know how we're going to earn, but we will earn someday. Let's just perfect what we do, and somehow, somewhere, the money will follow us. And thank God, it has followed us in a way. Not too much money, but some money.
Look at you. Quickly putting out a disclaimer. It's
some comfortable money for a comfortable living. Because we used to rehearse every day. We used to meet 11 to around 2 every day. We didn't have transport. Many of us were at university at that time. We would walk from university to TLC. We used to do our rehearsals
God, I remember
at TLC. Yes. So we used to do our rehearsals there every day. Come. We rehearsed for 6 months without performing anything because we didn't know. We tried, then I even brought some guys from Kenya to try and nurture us, but they were nurturing us in something they also didn't know. So eventually, we said, let's stick to this place, like I was telling you. Then we started acting. We first acted for the owner of the place, Dr. To and his family. Okay. Dr. To, so he said, I cannot allow you to perform here or to an audience before I've seen what you can do. Okay. So our first show was I performed for him. and he was impressed.
Okay.
So when he was impressed, he called now his friends, like his inner circle, like 5 other people. And then another day we also performed for them, and they were also impressed. Then now he said, you can start. So because he had a clientele, a back clientele, so people would come to TLC.
So you wanted to be sure
to be sure, exactly, because he was a classy guy. Remember, he had a swimming pool. He was the only guy, a bar with a swimming pool.
Yes.
It's a nice, cozy place. He also has his clinic besides there. You know, he was a gynecologist, I think, so he was working with his wife. So he was a classy, cultured man. So when he allowed us, people now, his clientele started coming. We were charging 3,000 shillings at that time. So people started coming. When they filled the hall, we increased to 5,000. Yeah, so they still came and filled the place. So
that's when you started making some money?
No, we're not making money.
That was just going to him?
To him. Because he was saying that he had invested in us, he had given us space where we were asking from. At that time, he was giving us only plain chips. After the performance, plain chips and one bottle of beer.
But back then, chips was nice though. Yeah. You go home, you have a full belly, you're like, I did what I love to do.
And so we'd go back to university. But eventually we said, but we can't be acting for a full house and we don't even get a penny.
How long were you there?
I think like 6 months. We spent like 6 months. We wanted to start earning at least maybe like 15K or 20K each. But he was not partying with money. He was saying he had invested, but he hadn't invested. We had invested in ourselves because the investment was ourselves.
You a venue.
A venue, yeah. And he had made some money back. So he had to spare us, but he didn't. So what we said, we have our capital in our heads. So what are we doing here? We moved to the National Theatre. Then at the National Theatre, now we started from scratch. Because remember, his clientele liked music, cozy places, the clients that were there, who were coming to comedy. And National Theatre was just an open space. There was no bar, there was no swimming pool, there was no cozy
You were just using the grass, the grounds?
No, green room. So we went back in the green room.
Oh, in the green room.
Yeah, so now we are starting from scratch. Now we are building a new audience. So we acted a month, 2, now it was like this. Then we got out, went behind the National Theatre. Now the word of mouth was starting. Hey, there are some guys that can make you laugh. They are not vulgar and they speak English. Whoa. Here we are moving at universities with flyers. When we open, they say, hey, come and watch comedy. Girls slam doors in our face. Bam! And then they talk inside. We are not local. Go. Then we'll slide the flyers under their doors. Come back.
Oh, wow.
So we acted, and now people started coming. Still, the behind space was not enough. Now we moved in the upper gardens. On average, we were getting 1,000 people per week. It had never happened in Uganda. Even musicians had not pulled off crowds of 1,000 people every week in Ugandan history.
Yes, so I remember that was
That was the plan. When you are hitting on Sanyu, you are hot. Yeah. Christo, you are like #1 on radio. The voice, you know, the way you speak that accent, the Muzungu.
Back to you.
Yeah, so I just have to get back to you somehow. Even if so, now we're up. Thousands of people, even us, were in shock.
Okay.
Imagine coming home to a vacation each day, to a place of pure serenity, a place of pure luxury for you to entertain and unwind. At Jacana Heights, dreams come true. Take your pick from spacious 1, 2, or 3-bedroom apartments and luxurious 4-bedroom penthouses, built to international standards with fine, exceptional finishing. Located on Konge Hill, Buziga, with incredible views and a fresh breeze from the nearby Lake Victoria. It's a place for your body, soul, and mind, with a wide array of amenities. Contact us for more information. Jacana Heights, Luxury Hilltop Living.
Okay.
Yeah. There now we have increased to 10,000. We are making money. On average, we are making like, I think 5 million, 10 million a week.
Wow.
It was crazy. One never thought of such monies. We were just saying, will people come? The next Thursday they come even more. We even come, some can't even enter. So it kept on. So one day, one Kenyan guy was passing by the theater in the evening around 7, and the jam, the human traffic that was there, he had never seen it. Then he went in office and asked, what happens there? Because I've been seeing some days people are there, what happens? Then they tell him there's some comedy and everything. I say, what comedy? I says, you need to go, I need to go and watch immediately. Book a ticket the next show. So he comes and watches. Of course, he understands because we are doing quite a lot of Luganda and little English. And we said, these guys have to be on TV. And yet we had talked to some guys at NTV that time, but they had not seen the dream.
They didn't see the vision.
They didn't see the vision. So that gentleman is called Victor Ngei. To this day is my friend. He said they have to get on TV. Get your cameras, call the leader, let him come here and we talk now, negotiate. How much do they want? They need to go. You don't know. Those are going to be stars.
Yes, because
if they can bring that crowd when they don't advertise, because we're not advertising anywhere. It was, I think we used to do some mentions on Sanyu, but we never used to advertise. So if they can pull those crowds, when you put them on TV, they're going to explode. So we went, of course, negotiated terms, and they allowed. Then they started filming us, and we did Barbed Wire. The show was called this. Our stage show was just taken to stage, and we called it Barbed Wire.
Okay.
Whoa. Barbed Wire was something else, because it was the only comedy, like clean comedy that they had ever seen, where you'd watch with your mom, would act like kids, would act like school guys, would like lawyers. We were diverse. We could do many characters, but drunk characters, but so stuff that happens in daily Ugandan life. Shorts means funny stories. So it was a sensation, and that's where now DSTV hooked the stand-up Uganda thing based on that Orofia, that reception, because comedy now had on the entertainment circuit, like we had dreamt. The dream was now real.
Okay.
So DSTV comes on board, and they do stand-up Uganda. So that's where the Salvador, because Salvador Muhanji, they all used to come to our shows.
Yes.
Every Thursday. Pablo, we were acting with Pablo, because he was acting doing that. That's why he won. Because for him, he was doing stand-up before these guys. So on our stage, Pablo was part of us when we were starting. And he used to do those stand-up acts. The Happiness is Kidding Me was coined on our stage. All his stories. So that's why he had to win, because he had an upper hand. He was experienced.
Yes.
And yet the Salvadors were just learning young guys come, because they used to come, they wanted to come and act and everything. Even this guy who is writing for Trevor Noah, he came and acted, but his reception was bad. He was Nicholas Opio. He was booed off stage.
Oh, Bumpy.
Badly, but we told him.
But that's part of it.
That's part of it. But now he's a global star. He's a global star earning billions of shillings. So when Stand Up Uganda came and they did the auditions for those guys, the competitions, and then boom. So now.
So it even elevated comedy.
Yeah, that's
even
exactly.
further.
Yeah. So now these guys have come and we have pushed comedy to the entertainment circuit of Uganda. There's nowhere you can go on any event when there's no comedian, either as an MC or as a performer or as anything. Every TV has comedians as presenters, as show hosts and everything, everywhere.
No, it's quite amazing when you look back at the journey of comedy and then where it's come to.
Yeah.
It's quite something. But also one of the trickiest things is as you all grow together, people start breaking up.
Not us.
So how has that worked out for you?
That every interview I do, that's like the biggest puzzle of everything. And ask you, how can Kansime stay, teacher Mpamire?
Because it's like you have this big family and you wish each other the best. You uplift each one's individual projects, which is not something that you see very often.
And that is who we have been from day one. And of course with God, we can't say it's our power or something. It's mainly God that brought us together. If you see how we met, we all somehow met. Many of us met at university. Like me, Namanda, Tuanje, Eva, Nina, who else? Teacher Mpamiro also was there. Like 8, 9 of us. And even the other guys also had been there before us. Like Rushabiro, Simon, Kwezi, they were at the university before us. So when we started and came together, we instantly became family, instantly. like I'm closer to most of the guys than actually my real family, like my real brothers and sisters, because I spend days with them. I'm at their homes, they're at my homes, like, so that in a way has kept us together.
Okay.
And we have always told ourselves,
this is for you, a touch of class with a dash of glam. This is for those who choose to make a lasting impression with their first impression. This is for his cut, her crown, and the spark in their eyes. They know a little extra is the new normal. Those who turn heads without a heads up. Step into the Glam Icon Salon and unleash the glam in you. Plot 49A Naguru Drive, Kampala, a few meters across the Surgery Hospital, Naguru.
Kept us together.
Okay.
And we have always told ourselves that we, irrespective of where we come from, we all have different levels of luck. Your luck is different from my luck. Even if I gave you $1 million and you gave me $1 million, I could become a billionaire and you could be a pauper. When they gave us, when we are the same terms, like everything.
Yeah, true.
So, so we try to nurture and culture ourselves based on supporting each other.
Okay.
When your brother is well off, you are as well, equally well off.
Because also one of the trickiest thing is when you start making money. And then that's where now you start to see the issues.
You see, honesty, and I've been critical to this, every time we have a project, everyone knows how much we are earning from the project and how much you're going to earn and why.
So you're transparent.
Exactly, everything is on the table.
Okay.
You know, once we have 100 million, this is it. This is the guy who has brought the business. He'll get this commission. And after that, you will earn this because you have done ABCD. This guy will earn more than you because he did ABCD. And this guy will earn this because he did ABCD. So practically, you can't say, oh, why and everything. No. Okay. So it's open. You don't try to like bamboozle stiff guys. Get the no. You explain to them.
Because human beings, man.
Yeah. And when you have a personal project, you can also do it. We allow you.
Okay.
For as long as you're happy.
We don't own you.
No, we don't own you because we can never own anyone. We are abnormally talented.
Yeah.
All of us in different spheres.
No, I love that because I think that is one of the biggest mistakes also that companies make. Because people have to grow.
Yeah.
And if you go out there and shine, then you bring it back as well.
And it's good when you shine there. Fun Factory is shining. When Kasime is shining, Fun Factory is shining. When Teacher Pamela is shining, when Tuwanje Amos is shining, when Namada is shining, when Bugingo is shining, Fun Factory is shining. Yeah. Comedy is shining. So that's what we are preaching to even our other guys. And they're pretty much coming together. That's why we actually started the association of the Uganda Comedians Association to support each other. Yeah. To mentor, because some of them are young. Us, we have been in the game now 17 years. So if you don't share this knowledge with them, they will not understand how to work together. And you can't work alone. All the guys that have worked alone have failed. Yeah. Because you can never be a master of all jacks. You need some guy who's going to help you with the line. Who's going to tell you, no, remove that line. Who's going to help you call and say, you know, we need some sponsorship. So you can't do it alone. So that's. Are
you also very honest with each other?
Very.
Yeah. So you're like, man, that's not working. That's,
yeah, we tell him, man, it's a dry joke. You can tell it in the bathroom when you're showering to yourself.
But please, not here.
No one will receive that. And majority of the comedians are really plugging in. There are a few. There are a few, of course, who have not studied, who have made it on their own. So they think, me, I'm a one-man army, but they have failed still. Yeah. They're now coming back.
Because you can have a high for a short time, but eventually you need to work with others.
Exactly. So they are trying to get aligned, but Rome was not built in one day.
Yeah, I love that you talked about 17 years.
Yes,
because people see you now.
Yeah,
and they don't know.
And and it has been deliberate to be like this. You see, when you over advertise a product, even if it's good, some people get fed up of the product. Like Coca-Cola, you've been Pepsi, you've been hearing, whoa, but now you say, but why do I drink soda? People now guess, I don't need soda. You've been hearing this, that. So that's why we didn't want us to be like everywhere on TV or advertise. Whoa, here, no. We are very principled even now, but social media has come. Now people are waking up. Hey, where have these people been? Hey, we've been there. We have thousands of content that we have not even released. That we
did. You've been working consistently behind the scenes.
For 17 years, we've been doing new shows every week. We're the only people in the world who do that. In the world, not Africa, in the world. Yes. No one does 13 news stories every week. Yeah,
because people have their script and I mean, even the biggest guys go on tour and they do the same.
The same, as we don't. We only do when fans ask that there was this kind of interesting story, do us now. That's the only time. But every Thursday, apart from the 1 year and 2 months that we've been locked down, we have acted new stuff. On average, 12 to 13 stories every week for 52 weeks times 17 years.
I tell you, you know what, that explains the togetherness that you have, because everyone is allowed to bring something new, something fresh.
It's a must that you have to bring a story, because we are diverse. We hang out in different places. We subscribe to different beliefs. We love different sports. We have different lifestyles. So we want everyone to bring 2 stories every week, and then we brainstorm. So you bring your story, and then we will laugh at you and say that is as boring as hell. But if we tweaked it this way and added this and that, and then you say, hey, you say another one, then by nowhere, boom, it's a hit, it's a classic skit. And then we've been doing that. So we've mastered that craft.
And then also your content is relatable to so many different kinds of people.
Because we actually get the content from the people. When I'm with you here, if I was going to act, I would get stuff about you. I would act stuff about you. We would do an interview about you. Like someone's acting like Christo and interviewing me. We would do. So it's the different environments you go to that we pick. That's why we're always on the phone. I'm somewhere, I'm observing people and I'm taking notes, small, so that I don't forget. Hey, I'm seeing Christo is doing that. This guy is filming, he's doing that. So when I go, I can create a story. So that's why you relate to our stories, because they are exactly what is happening in society.
All right, okay. So what would you say, like when you look back at those 17 years, what was like the biggest challenge for you? Was there ever a moment where as a group you were like, you even felt like maybe you're going to go separate ways?
Yeah, that is exactly we moved from Theatre Factory to Fun Factory.
Yes.
This thing was, it was Luswata's dream to start something like this. And in the process, me and him became so close. He was my teacher, he was my friend, I was his sidekick, I was his runner, I was everything. Yeah. So he would send me here, go and do this for me, drive my car here, go and get me this money, put for me this here and everything. And he was a busy man. He was always on the writing circuit of Makutano Junction in Nairobi. So when we were starting, he was never there.
Okay.
But he had the dream, like he was never there. We would run the company when he's not there. So we had a partner. So the thing started growing big when he was not there. He was always in Nairobi writing. So he would just come here for a week, but most of the time he was in Nairobi.
Okay.
So the thing was growing. We started when we were not making money, then we were making money. Okay, and the money was there. So he didn't really understand how to appreciate the people who were making that money. And there was small, but I used to tell him, because he was my friend, people are not happy and they don't need quite a lot. And But of course, he was the star that time. Remember, United Assurance, I broken my leg. He was he was like the top guy.
Yeah.
So when things started moving, I think that was the biggest challenge, because we were going to break. Some were even willing to go back in their villages and do stuff, not even act.
Really, and even give up completely?
The frustration was bad.
Okay.
It was too much. Until we sat down and said, guys, why should one person mess us up? And it was a difficult decision, very difficult. And that's why we all moved. Because we didn't want this one to go and dig in the village or go and work in a bank. So that's why we said, guys, that we have a formula that we have mastered, that we know, and we can make gold out of it. That's why we call even our motto is talent is gold. Fun Factory, talent is gold. So we decided to move all. Okay. So we just left field. Okay. So all of us moved.
How are you now?
We are still together. So we've been together 12 years, because we just had a Fun Factory.
I'm saying you and Philip.
No, we're okay now. Of course, we're okay. We talked about it, because I told him it was real. I spoke to him before.
Okay.
Many times. I'll tell him, man, guys are not happy. It's just simple. Everything. But I think...
Because sometimes also it's a matter of people aren't honest. They don't come out and really say what the issue is. And then you start to see drama.
It wasn't actually quite a lot. It was only that. Small basic things. It wasn't like about honesty. It was about taking care of the human resource, of the talent.
Yeah.
Just that.
And without the talent.
Without the talent, you'd have no business. And that was the biggest problem. So Philip thought that you'd get talents, other talents. Getting our talents is not easy. Like our diverse talent, like how we are assembled, we are God-given. Like God just brought us together. It's difficult to get people who are as talented as us and come together like that, because we all have different gifts. Some are good in writing, directing. Some are good in marketing. Some are good